harder you try to stop overthinking, the worse it seems to get. You tell it to stop, it doesn't. If anything, it gets louder. Which raises an odd question. If you're in charge of your own mind, why can't you just stop? Stick with that question, because by the end of this, it might not be the question you think it is. Maybe it's a conversation. Someone said something at work, not even that harsh, and you're still constructing the reply you didn't give, editing it, improving it, running it again with better lines. Maybe it's smaller than that. You're lying in bed, there's a decision due tomorrow, and you've already made it. Twice. You make it a third time because making it again feels like doing something. Or maybe it isn't even about anything specific anymore. It's just motion. A low hum of thought that it doesn't stop when the reason for it does. You've probably tried the standard advice. Distract yourself. Go for a walk. Name 5 things you can see. Some of it helps, for a while. But none of it answers the actual question, which isn't, how do I get better at distraction? It's, why doesn't telling my own mind to stop work when I'm apparently the one telling it? Here's what's built into that question, without anyone deciding to put it there. It assumes there are 2 of you, one who thinks, who worries, replays, spirals, and another one behind that whose job is to supervise the thinking, to catch it, to shut it down once it's not useful anymore. That second one is the you giving the instruction. Stop thinking about this. And when the thinking doesn't stop, the natural conclusion is that this supervisor is bad at the job, weak-willed, undisciplined, in need of a better technique, a better app, a stricter version of itself. But notice this, that whole story depends on the supervisor actually existing as something separate from the thoughts it's supposedly supervising. So before looking for a better technique, it's worth asking a more basic question. Is there actually a thinker in there, separate from the thinking? Or is that just another thought, taken for granted the moment it appears? Try this for a second. Pick whatever thought has been running lately. The replayed conversation, the decision you keep remaking, whatever it is. And try to actually find the one who's supposed to be in charge of it. Not the thought itself, the thing behind the thought, the controller. Where is it? What does it feel like apart from the thinking? Most people, doing this honestly, don't find a controller sitting behind the thoughts, running them. They find more thinking. A thought about being unable to control thought, which isn't the same thing as a controller. It's just the next thought in line. Here's a smaller experiment. Try to know in advance what your next thought will be. Not choose it, just know it. The way you'd know what you're about to say next in a sentence you're already reading aloud. You can't. Thoughts arrive. You don't see them coming and then decide to let them in. They're just there. And only afterward does anything like, I am thinking this, get added on top. If that's true, the relationship between you and your thoughts might be backwards from how it usually gets described. It isn't that a stable you sits above thought, occasionally losing its grip. It's that thought happens, and a sense of someone doing the thinking gets stitched on right after, so smoothly that the stitching is invisible. That doesn't mean nothing is happening when you think. Something clearly is. It means the particular character in the story, the in-charge one, the one who should be able to flip the switch, might not be doing anything at all. It might just be a thought too. A very convincing one, because it always speaks in the first person, which would explain something. It would explain why just stop thinking about it doesn't work as an instruction. You can't use a character in the story to shut down the story, especially when the character giving the order and the thoughts receiving it are made of exactly the same material. And here's the part worth sitting with. The voice that says, stop thinking about this. Where does that come from? It arrives the same way every other thought arrives. Unbidden, already speaking, already using the word I. So the instruction to stop thinking is itself a thought, which means the supposed controller, the one trying to manage all this from outside, is actually inside it, giving orders from the very stream it claims to be standing apart from. That's not a technicality. It's the whole problem, from a different angle. You can't outthink your way out of thinking for the same reason you can't stand on your own shoulders. The thing doing the standing and the thing being stood on are the same thing. So try this now, just to look for yourself. The next time a thought shows up, maybe even one showing up right now, about what you just heard, don't try to stop it. Don't try to watch it from a careful distance either. Just notice how it arrived. Was there a you who decided to think it? Or did it simply appear the way a sound appears when someone speaks in the next room, and only after it appeared did anything resembling, "I am thinking this," get added? Notice too, what happens to the urge to control it once you stop assuming there's a controller who's failing at the job. The urge doesn't necessarily vanish, but it stops being evidence that something is wrong with you. It's just another thought, doing what thoughts do, arriving, uninvited, speaking in the first person. You don't have to conclude anything from this. You don't have to decide there's no thinker or announce you found the truth about your mind. That would just be one more thought, dressed up as a discovery. All that's being asked is smaller than that. The next time you catch yourself trying to stop a thought, notice who's doing the trying. Because if that trying is just another thought, arriving the same way, uninvited, already speaking as I, then what exactly was in charge this whole time? And if you can't find it, what does that make the version of you that's been working so hard to fix it? That's worth noticing next time the loop starts again. Not to solve it, just to look.